Welcome to another episode of SantorSnakes. On this episode, we're sharing with you some more fun facts, this time all about warning signals that snakes give.
Thank you to everyone that liked and subscribed.
Now, cue that intro. So we'll start off as usual introducing our guests. So with me, we have Sweetie, the Kenyan sand boa.
And with me, we have Ladybug the milk snake.
That's right, two lovely ladies.
Yes.
Very different body shapes, but they are both healthy ladies.
Yeah. One of them is not so long, and one of them is longer, and one's skinnier. One's chunky.
All right, let's get this list going with our first warning signal that snakes give.
Snakes puff up.
That's right. So snakes will basically add more air into their lung and just make themselves look bigger.
Yes, like the Kraken. Whenever he's scared, he flares his neck out like a cobra, but he's not. He's a false one. And he's like, oh, you want to fight with me?
Right.
I'm tougher than you.
Yeah, so false water cobras, all the actual venomous cobras and things, they can obviously flare out their neck as a warning signal, and so they're puffing out there, but they'll also just puff out their entire body or flatten it out so that it appears bigger.
The next fun fact is that they might open their mouth.
Mm-hmm. So they may not open it all the way. They may open it just a little bit, just like a little or they may open it really wide. Some venomous snakes, like the black mambas, they open their mouth really wide and show off that stark black inside of their mouth as a warning. Or the cottonmouths, which are around this area, they'll open their mouth up real wide and they'll show that bright white, like cotton, inside their mouth as a warning sign.
And so Cuddles bit my dad. She opened her mouth just a little. He saw that.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, and just put his hand and boom, got bit.
Right, so she gave me that warning sign. I noticed it, chose to ignore it, and got bit for my trouble. So, yep, watch out for those warning signs.
And the next one is that they might get in a tight S shape.
Right, so obviously snakes are very flexible and will move around a lot, and they're going to be in a loose S shape a lot of times, but they may kind of curl back on themselves and be in a tighter S. Just you can just see their muscles, that they're a little more tense, they're a little more heightened. That's going to be a warning sign like, hey, I may strike out. For cobras, like we mentioned earlier, instead of doing a sideways S, then they kind of posture up. So if you look at them, it's like a proper stand-up S.
And the next one is a bluff strike.
Right, so a bluff strike is a fake strike. So they're not actually looking to sink their teeth in and bite, but they're gonna make that forward action with their mouth open. They may just not come all the way out, or they may not close their mouth. They may just leave it open, Or like baby girl, when she did a bluff strike towards me, she kept her mouth closed and struck out. So there are different ways that they can bluff strike or fake strike, but it is just a warning signal to go away.
Yes. And one time it was like an accident bluff strike. So Wiz was trying to strike his food, but he missed and he struck out and hit my dad, but his mouth was closed.
And so he went for that rat, completely missed, and by the time he got further out and his mouth was closed again and he hit me square in the chest. That was an interesting one.
Yeah. And the next fun fact is that they can play dead.
Right, so they can literally pretend that they're dying, that they have been poisoned, and just do that whole roll over, and they've got their tongue out. They may even emit a little bit of blood from the side of their mouth, and they're just flailing all around, pretending that they're either actually dead or that they are dying, so that the predator will look and go, oh, well, this is clearly not a safe meal to eat. I better move on.
Angel, she hasn't done that yet, but it's pretty funny.
Agreed. The Western hognose is one of the few types of snakes that does that kind of defense mechanism warning sign.
And when you try to flip them over again, they turn back upside down like, no, I'm dead. I have to be upside down.
Love it.
Yeah. And the last fun fact is that they will make a noise.
That's right. So it's also got to be the most common thing that people think of when they think of a warning sign that snakes give is some kind of noise, like a rattlesnake rattling their tail or maybe a hiss. There are lots of other snakes that can make noises. A lot of them will do like a buzzing noise with their tail. That sounds pretty cool. It's, I don't know, kind of like a clapping or some kind of noise like that. It's not exactly like a rattle, but it's cool to hear. And then you've got some snakes like egg-eating snakes that have the rougher, more keeled scales. They can actually just rub them back and forth together and hear like a sandpapery kind of. I think we covered some of this in a previous fun facts all about noises, but sometimes those noises are warnings. In addition to a hissing type noise, they may make some kind of just exhale of air, more of a huff type noise. Like bull snakes and gopher snakes will kind of just, or you'll hear those as kind of a warning as well.
Oh, and a bobby huffs sometimes.
Right, our blue-tongued skink, he definitely loves to huff. He loves his alone time, and he does not like to be disturbed when he is napping. So when we reach in there for him and he's napping, oh man, we get lots of little, I'm mad at you, don't wake me up. This.
And Princess, she used to buzz her tail.
She would buzz her tail sometimes. Yeah, that was usually associated with food, though. If she was eating and while we were shutting the door after feeding her or something, she would buzz her tail just to let us know that she was perturbed by the extra noise or vibrations from those doors closing.
Or like, he's like, yay, I got food.
That could be too. It could have been excitement. Yeah. We hope you had fun learning some new facts about snakes.
Thank you for learning with us.
And we'll catch you on the next one.